What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Life's a Dance podcast. I am your host, Trey Culata. Thank you, as always, for joining me on this crazy roller coaster that we call life, as I try to demystify all the crazy shit that goes on up in our heads so that we can untangle that crazy mess and figure out how to live our lives with more joy, more prosperity, more authenticity, less fear, and dare I say, more success, because that's what this is all about. It's all about growth and putting your light out into the world. So again, thanks for joining me. Question for you guys. How many times have you failed in your life? How many? Because for me, I think it's probably somewhere in the at least hundreds. I mean, dare I say thousands, because I have definitely ventured. I'm an adventurous person, so I like to take risks. And a lot of times those risks have left me feeling like a failure, broke, tired, exhausted, all the fucking things, stressed out. But today we are discussing why failure is not failure. It is feedback. Okay. We need to reframe failure as feedback, because let's face it, you're gonna fail. At least if you're trying to do what I'm trying to do, which is constantly, be leveling up and growing versus slipping. Like you think about like a rock climber, for instance, if they're working on, they call them problems, right? If they're working on a problem, it takes them multiple times. I don't know how many, depends on your skill level, but, it takes them multiple tries to actually successfully complete these problems, because they go from like levels 1 through, I think, 10, like V1, V10. Anyway, my ex-husband was a rock climber, so there's the reference. But anyhow, and speaking of that, let's talk about reframing. It's a great example of reframing failure as feedback, because when I was going through my divorce with my husband, I felt like a failure. I felt like the biggest fucking failure on the planet. I was so embarrassed. You pay for this big wedding and we have a family together, and I'm trying to, stay true to my vows and work through his issues, because he had substance abuse problems, which obviously trickled into so many other things, verbal abuse and all that fun stuff. So trauma. And luckily I was strong enough to find that, figure out a way to just say, fuck this, I'm out. But as I was trying to figure out how to piece my life back together, obviously I felt like a humongous failure. And I think it took me the better part of 2 years to finally emotionally go through all the motions and look back and be grateful for the experience, because it taught me so much about what I didn't want in a future relationship, and what I didn't want my girls to see as like, this is okay for me to be treated like this by a man. So, and now I'm married to an absolutely amazing man. He's everything I could want and more. So sometimes we have to go through these things, and you can't skip around them. Like, you have to go through them in order to grow, in order to become the person more resilient, stronger, more, wise, right? We gain wisdom from each of these nuggets of experience so that the next time around, we know how to handle it. So, and I could give you 100 more examples of things that I've failed at. I've started so many companies that have not worked, and whatever. That is what it is. I don't care. I'm just going to keep trying and throwing spaghetti at the wall until it sticks. But the thing is that now that I've actually, because of all the trial and error and because of all the failure, I've finally found an industry that I absolutely love, and I'm not going anywhere. This is the one. But had I not had all those previous failures, I wouldn't have gotten to the point where now I know with 100% certainty what I want to do. Whether that happens when you're 23 or 43 like me, it doesn't matter. Just keep trying. Just keep trying new things. Keep experimenting. And honestly, you should seek the failure out, because the faster you fail, the quicker you get to the success. And I think there's some famous quote about that, is like, the faster you're willing to fail, the faster you get. The people that are willing to fail faster succeed faster. And if there is no quote, then I just quoted it. You can quote me. So, that's it for today, guys. I'm going to keep it short and sweet for you, because I feel like last episode kind of went a little long from last week. So let's just take that little nugget into the world this week. That's what's on my mind, because I'm kind of going through some things with the cabin that I built and trying to figure out how to, we got kind of a leaky boat, and I got to try and figure that out. But the one thing I know is that even if that fails, it's feedback. And I will take that feedback into the next deal, and it will make me a better investor, a better business owner. You know what I mean? A better entrepreneur, whatever. So anyhow, I'm going to end it there. I love you all. If you got anything out of this, please like it. Please share it with other like-minded people. And until next time, you know what to do. Let's dance.